Hello, my friends. It's wonderful to be here with you in this new year and at this interesting and exciting time on our planet. I'm Deborah Poneman, founder of Yes to Success Seminars, where we offer tools and knowledge for you to live your ultimate life. And I'm going to go a bit rogue this week and say this. We are all warriors for the light. And this is one of the moments we've been waiting for. This is a moment that we've been given to counteract the energy of fear on Earth. As the pandemic is apparently reaching new heights and our political divide seems to not be bridging, and natural disasters are happening in rapid succession, we need to pick up our swords of light. How do we do that? By radiating the opposite of fear, and that is love. And if enough of us radiate love, we have the power and the chance to triumph over the energy of fear that has been engulfing our world. Many seers are saying that we are in the middle of a war, and the war is between the light and the dark. And it's a war that's been going on for millennium, but now you have the chance, actually the sacred duty to be a warrior for the light. That's why you were born at this time. And it's not the sacred duty of everyone who was born at this time, but if you're listening to this message, it's not by chance. It's because you volunteered. You volunteered to be a foot soldier for the light. As Rainer Maria Rilke famously said, let us not squander the hour of our pain. So what can we do to bring in the light, to raise the vibration of the earth? Well, I have some suggestions, and I'm sure you do too. One of my old favorites is notice where you're putting your attention. What you put your attention on grows in your life. And because we're energetic beings, our vibration cascades throughout creation. So what you're putting your attention on uplift you? Does it empower you? Does it make you feel good? Does it bring you joy? Does it imbibe you with a vibration of happiness and thus cause you to spread a vibration of happiness? Or does what you put your attention on and talk about with your friends dim your light, make you more fearful? Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that to the world? I'm not saying to not stay informed, but I'm saying not to indulge in what dims your light, like the news, for example, much of which is designed to make you more filled with fear because, like a car accident on the road, everyone wants to see what's going on. And the more sensationalized it is, the more people become addicted to it and the more advertising dollars flow in. The information that you need, I promise, will come to you without having to watch the news all day long, or even for part of the day. I'm sure you remember the story of the grandfather who was teaching his grandson about life. You know, the story of the two wolves. I actually have it over here. I'm going to read it to you so I don't get it wrong. And it says, a Cherokee elder was teaching his young grandson about life. A fight is going on inside of me, he said to the boy. It's a terrible fight, and it's between two wolves. One is evil, angry, filled with envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, self-doubt, and ego. The other is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. And the same fight is going on inside of you and inside of every other person as well. The boy thought about that for a moment. Then he asked his grandfather, which wolf will win? And the elder simply replied, the one that you feed. So now at the time of COVID and fires and tornadoes, both literal and figurative, If you want to watch the news, watch the pieces about all of the heroes on the front line, our first responders, the organizations feeding people and doing random acts of kindness and uplifting one another and fighting for justice and equality. Spread your light. If you're feeling depressed, do what doctors and psychologists and metaphysicians of antiquity have said to do, and that is wake up in the morning and think, how can I give? How can I serve? How can I uplift somebody today? Do you know it's been scientifically proven that when people perform charitable acts, when they volunteer or they donate to support a cause, or they just do a random act of kindness like baking a cake for somebody for their birthday or handing out groceries or calling your aunt in a nursing home just to brighten her day. When you do an act of kindness, it triggers the release of oxytocin, which is the feel-good hormone. And that release results in reduced anxiety levels in you. And also your cortisol levels go down, which is, of course, the stress hormone. So these acts result in less depression and a reduction in diseases that are stress-related, like heart disease, and even better sleep. In fact, there was a study done by a man named Jorge Moll, M-O-L-L, at the National Institutes of Health, and he found that when people donated to a charity, it activated a region of the brain associated with pleasure, and it created what he called a warm glow effect, warm glow. And furthermore, they found that even just thinking about doing a random act of kindness released endorphins in the brain, producing the positive feeling known as the helper's high. So if you're not feeling good, and if you want to feel good and radiate good, ask, what can I do to contribute, to uplift somebody today? Another thing you could do the things that make you happy. Do you like to play in the snow, or depending on where you live, do you like to garden? Do you like to bake bread? I'm staying with my wonderful cousin Marcia, and she loves to make soup. It makes her happy. And I get to be the one who gets to eat it. And one pot is more amazing than the one before. I love to spend time with my godchildren. And of course, I also love making these videos for you. So write in the comments what you do that makes you happy, because then you'll give us all some ideas. Another thing you can do is practice gratitude before you go to bed at night or first thing in the morning or whenever. Just do it regularly. Think about or write down all the things you're grateful for. It raises your vibration. And it's not about dismissing sadness or fear or confusion. There's a lot of sadness in the world right now. So many people sick and dying. But practicing gratitude gives us the opportunity to see that we can experience multiple feelings at once. We can hold sadness and still have incredible gratitude. About a year ago, one of my personal heroes, my dear friend Derek Rydell, lost his 24-year-old son. And on his Facebook, he wrote the most beautiful prose and poems about how grateful he was for the 24 years he had with his son, and his gratitude for his friends and his work and his beautiful wife and the sun and the mountains and the daffodils. In fact, here are some of the words that he shared. He said this: "Beauty is not something you put on. It's the radiance that shines when you take everything off. That's why children love to be naked and why we feel so at home in nature." And then he goes on for many stanzas, sharing his gratitude for all the beauty that's in the world. And then at the end, he says, "And that's what beauty is, you know? It's what love has made and what love reveals when there's nothing left to cover up." So you can also share in the comments what you're grateful for. Again, it raises your vibration, and all we need to raise the vibration of the planet is more and more people raising their own individual vibration and becoming warriors for the light. So let's make it a really good week and use the power of our minds and put our attention on what we want to grow in our lives, and be grateful for all of the abundance of beauty that we'll find if we just open our eyes and we look around. And together we can manifest a world that's filled with love. Have a great week.